I told you guys a few weeks ago, maybe it was last week, anyway, that I got a job out of the house that I absolutely love. And one of the things I really like is my coworkers. My coworkers are really fun to talk to, and then also like the people that I get to interact with like on a day-to-day basis are really fun. So one day me and my coworkers were talking about animated characters that like as kids we found attractive, right? And I honestly forget who my coworkers mentioned, but I didn't forget who I mentioned, and it was Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That's the older Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, that guy did it for me. I was really into that guy. So I was going to ask y'all the same question, just in a very like innocent kid way, not like right now where y'all are like, I want to fuck the elf girl from Freerin, right? Like I'm not asking for all that. Just like as a kid, what animated characters did you have a crush on? You know what I mean? I'm just curious. I would just like to know. So let me know down in the comments below. Also, what up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again. Skitten, why are you wearing a scarf on your head? Because my hair looks bad. Okay, under here, it's a mess. There's a lot happening. Also, apparently the scarf doesn't want to stay on. So you might see it slipping back throughout this video. I don't fucking know. Last video, it started like here and ended up all the way in the back of my head. So we'll see how that goes. Today, we are finding out why you wouldn't survive the Roman Empire. This is a video from Chat History. I really enjoy Chat History videos because I feel like he makes history fun. Even if it is not entirely accurate, it's fine. I don't care. I don't mind. Does anybody care anymore? Does anybody care if we learn real history anymore? Anywho, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Somewhere Italian. Probably. Not Olive Garden!
What do you mean you're out of breadsticks? Freshly grated Parmesan, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please. Very good, sir. Just say when.
Never say it.
All right, but it's gonna be a while.
Never say it. What's happening? Oh, no.
No.
Oh, shit!
Here we go again with the witch and such.
Right.
You really should have taken better precautionary measures.
What did you do?
This time, you're being lobbed.
What did you... I would just like to know what you did to the witch to make her do this to you constantly.
Witch and such. You really should have taken better precautionary measures. Oh well. This time, you're being lobbed into ancient Rome.
Fun.
A civilization that, apparently, is always on the mind of any male over the age of 20. But for you, you'll get to live it. Or at least try to.
Right.
Let's see what you're capable of, shall we?
Probably nothing, to be honest. I will say right now, I was not designed to live in a world without electricity, hot showers, air conditioning, like all of the modern accoutrements that I was born into. That's what I was meant for. Okay, soft life is what I'm meant for. Okay, I'm not like all this hard shit they had to do back then. It's not for me. So like, to be clear, I wouldn't survive in the Roman Empire.
You arrive in the year 250, right in the middle of the ominously named crisis of the 3rd century.
Shit.
A tumultuous time of terrible turmoil, which began a while back in 235 after Emperor Severus Alexander was assassinated.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Classic Roman emperor move. After being confronted by Germanic invaders, he, with some influence from his mother, came to the conclusion that violence was not the answer. Instead, he would pay off the invaders to frig off back home.
Terrible.
What a great idea, Severus thought. It was not.
Yeah.
In response, Emperor Alexander's most trusted military generals didn't appreciate seeing potential funding go to would-be invaders.
Right.
So, they made a direct deposit of a knife into the emperor's neck, with interest. With him out of the way, the Roman Empire kind of fell on hard times, as empires tend to do when their emperors are killed off.
Right.
New emperors were coming and going like one-night stands. The military became fractured and weakened thanks to countless civil wars and a struggle for power, and divided empire states took their chances at yoinking some lesser protected land for themselves.
Yeah.
All really chaotic stuff, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, here you are, smack dab in the middle of Rome. Actually, you've landed in the Amphitheatrum Flavium, but you might know it as
The
Coliseum. a spectacular stadium of spectacle where performances like dramatic theater, gladiator battles, and prisoner executions, among other things, took place across hundreds of years.
That's fucking cool.
But thanks to defunding and failed upkeep because, yeah, the Empire's in crisis mode, events were a lot more rare in the Coliseum during these times. So you're probably good to just leave and...
Oh no.
Oh.
Who the fuck is that?
That's a big guy.
Yeah.
You can tell by how big he is.
Right.
Just look at those muscle veins, the chest hair, the menacing look. Huh, terrifying. Let's see what he has to say.
Alios me provocare audet bellator.
Did you research actual like old Italian for that? Or Latin even? I'm just curious.
I don't know what you just said.
Right.
O portet legere verba.
Oh yeah.
Not breaking the fourth wall.
Quam proba divitato.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Elige divitello.
All
The
right.
bazooka! What?
Let's advertise.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I'll never forgive you for this. I'll
Rule
never
1.
forgive
The
you.
first strike is always precise. Rule 2. The second strike always finishes smooth.
Fabulus sunt vera. Its sentio. Omnino. Ineluctabilite. Ceres.
Alright. Alright. You motherfucker.
Oh, well dang, those are some smooth moves you got there. That was a pretty decent fight with a pretty decent loot drop. But now we have to shift from fantasy to reality. The
Right.
struggles of ancient Rome were very real. Disease, poverty, and constant war were a daily concern.
Yeah.
Do you think you can handle a day-to-day life during one of the most difficult and dangerous times of the Roman Empire?
Oh shit.
Not like that, you aren't. You have to remember that witch interrupted your spaghetti dinner, so you're gonna need to find some food. Traditionally, the Roman diet consisted of a variety of fruits, vegetables,
And
grains,
fishes.
and meats. But you're in the middle of a crisis, which includes agriculture. This means that food supply is on the fritz. Some farms have too little water, some farms have too much water.
Yeah.
This is too much water! Even fewer have it just right, so food's getting a little scarce. Thanks to widespread civil wars across the empire, many regions have also had their trade routes disrupted. So what little food choices you have are restricted to your immediate area.
Right.
This, of course, led to mass malnutrition across the empire. Well, mainly for the poor anyway. Thankfully, the capital of the Roman Empire is able to provide some basic sustenance for a price.
I was
So
gonna
what's
say,
on the
how
menu?
expensive is it?
As for vegetables, you have some choice of greens. Parsley, peppers, cabbages and celery, asparagus and watercress and artichokes
yeah.
and lettuce, which is alright for just a quick bite, but you're a dude who needs better food to set you right. Maybe a fig or maybe some dates, some apples or cherries or peaches or grapes.
Figs and dates are delicious. Also, I like the rhyming happening here.
Breads for sure, there's some here to eat, just don't get your hopes up if you're looking for some meat. Weather and war have fucked up the supply, so these are pretty much all your choices, my guy. Beggars can't be choosers, but I beg you to choose. Survival is the game that you don't want to lose. And if you're looking for a drink to imbibe, have some watered down wine. You should also subscribe.
How long did it take you to write that? How long? How long did that take you?
Sorry, got lost in a rhyme scheme there.
I see
anyway,
that.
time to make a purchase. Luckily, you have some gold from your previous altercation, and it's plenty to get you by for now, but it doesn't buy what it used to. See, the emperors, in all of their untold wisdom, needed money in the coffers to pay off incredible debts from beefing up the military and keeping peace with foreign entities. In order to do that, they chose to, among other things, devalue the currency by minting coins with
Yep,
lesser
they
and
made a
lesser
bunch of money.
composition of precious metals.
Yep.
This inevitably caused rapid inflation, which is disturbing from both an economic and a fetish standpoint.
Ha.
Hey son, you watching more of them funny history videos? Go to your room. Since you have the cash monies, time to consume some nutrients. Problem is, you're an outsider, and
Oh,
unless
shit.
you're fluent in the dead language of Latin, you're in a pickle. But you try to communicate with what little knowledge you have of the Latin language. Wingardium Leviosa?
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Well, that didn't work. You go up to the next vendor and instead just point to what you want. Why speak when your money can do the talking? Nimis pecunium. Yeah, thanks, you too. Alright, now you...
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Your body isn't used to consuming all that ancient food.
Oh,
Looks
no.
like you need to go do some business. In a bit of a sweaty,
Good luck.
stinky panic, you manage to find a public restroom. Ugh, it reeks in here. Don't these people have any sense of...
No. Not the same
Welcome
way.
to the Forica, also known as the community turlet. Several holes carved into long, cold marble slabs, perfect for slamming your ass on and expelling your evils. Usually hooked up to a public bath, excess bath water would run along the floor to flush away your densely digested duty poos to a public sewer system. If you were lucky enough to have it actually attached to one. Sure, you could be like them rich folk with their own private bathrooms, but you're not. So instead, you have to make bears with the bros, and you're gonna have to get real friendly, cause as you may have observed, there's no toilet papyrus to speak of. No.
I'm not trying to be overly, like, racial, right? But I definitely feel like making bears is a very palm-colored thing, right? I've never heard the phrase making bears before I started working with my white coworkers. I've never heard that phrase in my life in reference to pooping. And I have now heard it twice. Like, all right, guys.
Real friendly, cause as you may have observed, there's no toilet papyrus to speak of. No, instead, you're gonna have to ask Claudius here to share the community wiping tool. It's just a sea sponge on a stick. Once you've done cleaning your nethers, be sure to rinse it off in the shallow trough in front of you for the next guy. That's just common courtesy. Now, being a public bathroom and all, you could expect that these places were not the cleanest.
Right.
You'd be correct. Excessive buildup of waste not only led to widespread disease, but also dangerous levels of methane.
Ha!
Ugh, Claudius, light a match, dude.
Yeah.
Let's try the bath instead.
Yeah.
Public baths in the Roman Empire, called thermae, were actually pretty sweet. Available to anyone who wanted a nice, refreshing dunk, these bathing complexes were a social gathering spot.
Oh, yeah.
They included exercise areas, steam rooms, and sometimes even libraries when you want to read a soggy book. Problem is, you're in a stagnant bath that doesn't get cleaned all that often.
Right.
And hundreds of Romans use these baths every day. Not to mention the fact that there isn't a bar of soap in sight. Romans didn't have soap. Instead, cleaning was done with this monstrosity, the strigil,
Yeah,
a
just
bronze
scrape it
tool
off.
used to scrape off the days or weeks' grit and grime.
Yeah.
Just be a little cautious when using it. In order to smell nice, Romans would apply scented olive oils all throughout their nooks and crannies. But now everyone's all slippery and oiled up, so watch your step. With all of that muck just soaking in the water, it's debatable how clean you actually got. Oh, looks like all the Christians are moving in and telling everyone to cover up. What losers. Anyway, let's shimmy on down the road. Just keep your eyes to the skies for any other citizens who are emptying their festering chamber pots into the street. It's gonna be
Please don't.
raining cats and logs. Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna be catching some sort of...
Disease.
I'm sure you won't be surprised to learn that an overcrowded and
I love that, like, everyone else is, like, super tan and, like, olive toned, and then, like, the, the main character is white as shit. I love that.
filthy city tends to be riddled with disease. Sure, you won't be surprised to learn that an I'm sure you won't be surprised to learn that an overcrowded and filthy city tends to be riddled with disease. Just look at modern LA. When it came to ancient Rome, the most common diseases were influenza and tuberculosis. As well as some STDs, but you're a good person who's waiting for marriage or proper emotional or monetary compensation before you explore that route, right?
I enjoy the inclusion of monetary compensation. I appreciate that.
Right. So despite these common diseases, Rome would often be smacked in the face with various plagues.
Yeah.
The term plague here meaning big, bad, unknown disease that killed a lot of people.
Right.
They were plagues, just not the plague. This one is the Plague of Cyprian, named so after the Bishop Cyprian who wrote about the plague in fine detail.
Okay.
Especially the symptoms. He wrote that the plague caused exhaustive diarrhea, a
sucks.
swollen and sore throat, constant vomiting, bloodshot eyes, loss of infected and putrefied limbs,
God
paralysis, deafness, and
Oh my
blindness.
God, oh
All
my
of these
God.
symptoms add up to one dead fella. Because of the bizarre symptoms, which don't point to any one known disease in
Right.
particular, historians are still unsure what this plague actually was.
Right.
but some suspect either the Ebola virus or smallpox. Regardless,
okay.
the plague of Cyprian devastated the Roman Empire. At its height, the plague was estimated to be killing off about 5,000 Romans a day.
God
This
damn!
crushed the Roman military, opening up opportunities for possible invasions, which of course would crush the Roman military even more. Local farms were abandoned, and since trade routes were still cut off due to internal clashes, famine became the new hot commodity.
Yeah.
Entire cities saw rapid declines in population, the most notable being the city of Alexandria, Egypt. It sustained a 62% drop in population between the years of 249 and 262. This was caused by citizens either fleeing or dying.
Yeah.
Or both. So it looks like tons of people are leaving Rome. This can't be good. You're also down to your last few gold oh, yeah. Crime's a thing. Oh well, I'm sure that guy will get what's coming to him.
Yoinked.
Stop!
Well, now you're just straight up out of money. Looks like you need to get a job.
Okay.
And you know what's hiring the most right now? The military. So you go up to a local guard and you ask him to join. I join as militum? Yeah, sure. Success! The guard gives you a quick once-over to make sure that you're cut out for the job.
Okay.
In order to join the ranks of the Roman military, you needed to meet some criteria.
Right.
You must have been at least 5'7",
Okay.
between the ages of 17 and 23,
Okay.
and physically fit.
That sounds like the dating requirements of some of y'all. Huh? 5'7". You see? You see how even the Roman military was willing to settle for somebody who's 5'7"? Some of y'all could learn from that.
Oh yeah, and a guy. Sorry ladies, you're not allowed to die for the Empire, just with it. Welcome
Right.
to the military. Now, when you imagine a Roman soldier, you might think of this kind of a guy. This is a centurion, a highly trained and high-ranking commander.
I do like
which is
the
something
hat.
that you'll never be. Instead, your aspiration should be lowered to that of a typical foot soldier.
'Kay.
Sure, it's not as glorious, but these were the muscle of the Roman military.
Right.
After months and months of rigorous and extremely taxing training, including combat and unit formation, you've been given the privilege of being javelin fodder for the Roman Empire.
Hell yeah.
Here's your complimentary gear, generously provided by the taxpayers. Your primary weapon is your trusty gladius, a 24-inch steel short sword.
Oh, yeah.
Your secondary is your pugio, a
Pugio!
wide, flat-bladed dagger for when you want to remind your enemies of personal space. You're also given a pilum, a pretty sweet javelin.
Okay, this
that
is a
does
lot of
this.
weapons for one guy.
Pretty neat, huh? It was kind of designed to be a one-and-done type weapon, used to pierce enemy armor or get stuck in their shields, rendering them useless. Typically, a pilum weighed about 2 to 5 pounds, so they were pretty
Golly.
easy to lob at the enemy. As for armor, foot soldiers in the 3rd century typically wore lorica hamata, a bronze and iron chainmail shirt which offered great protection against slashes and cuts,
Right.
just not so much against the stabbing. In addition, you were given a scutum, a large wooden
Scutum.
round shield for protection against projectiles
and
impairing
bootum.
the enemy so you can scoot them back. You also have to protect your dome, so make sure you grab a helmet. In addition to
Yeah.
protecting your melon, these also protected the back of your neck as well as your precious cheeks with tieable cheek guards. Now, you're ready to fight. Time to head west to the front lines.
Let's go!
Since it's the year 250, the Roman Empire faces a terrifying foe. The Goths.
Goths.
Truly barbaric people that have the gall to
NOB Darkness Dementia Raven Way.
invade the Roman Empire. For the sake of brevity, they hate you because they ain't you. So their goal is to take everything you have, just as long as they're back in time for their moms to pick them up from the mall. You spot one of their many headquarters in the distance.
Not the hot
But
topic.
you'll never
Low key, and like, not to sound very millennial about this, but I really do miss the OG Hot Topic. Like, walking into Hot Topic now just feels so. Like, it's not. So, Hot Topic used to be very counterculture, and now it's very much of the culture, which is great, right? Because especially like as stuff like anime and animations for adults, as those become more mainstream, I definitely think that people need a place to like buy merch and stuff, right? Like, I fully support that, but also, so then where do I get my counterculture clothing? Anyway.
never break through their front line. Unless in the distance. But you'll never break through their front line unless you're able to build up enough speed. But how? There! Can you do this? Yes, you have to. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
Carefully position yourself, turn around, and... Oops, wrong angle.
Oh, shit. Oh my god! The restaurant's full of cheese!
Just say when's,
That is both the ending I expected and desired, so I'm very pleased. Thank you guys so much for watching that with me. Let me know at what point you would have been like, right? Like, at what point would you have been done, you know? Also, don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Hope Biscuits. It's Skittin' Lit.